For the past few months, there's been a war brewing, and starting this fall, the battles begin. You're going to have NXT over on the USA Network and AEW, All Elite Wrestling, going on TNT. Stick around as we break down some of the things that have happened in the last couple of months as NXT wages war against AEW.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to VGR Lockdown. I am your host, Double A Ron, along with my main man, Steven. What's going on, bro?
You tell me, man.
Well, I guess we're going to talk about it because we had the Monday Night Wars, we had the Tuesday Night Wars, and now here we go, la-di-da, the Wednesday Night Wars. So NXT, Vince McMahon decided to have NXT go against AEW starting in October. So I'm really interested in this. It should pop a rating. What do you think?
See, it's funny. This whole situation that's been going on where everyone is trying to say that WWE is trying to start the war with AEW. Cody Rhodes and his crew is saying that they're not trying to start a war. They don't even know who their audience is or anything like that. And I call all of that bull. And I call it bull because AEW fired the first shot. And I say that it's, Monday through Friday, right?
Yep.
5 days a week. I mean, not even getting into Saturdays and Sundays. They conveniently chose Wednesday to air the show. Mm-hmm. What comes out on Wednesday? NXT airs every Wednesday on the WWE Network at what time? 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Yep.
So, it's not WWE going after AEW. It's AEW going after NXT.
So you believe that AEW picking Wednesday night was them firing the shot?
That's right.
How
Why didn't
so?
they pick Tuesday?
Because SmackDown was on Tuesday.
It's already common knowledge that SmackDown is moving to Fox. And when SmackDown moves to Fox, it's moving back to Friday.
And they tried Tuesday. They couldn't get that day. So they switched to Wednesday.
Why not Thursday?
Come on. So you mean to tell me that just one day, like they had to pick one day? They wanted Wednesday. Wednesday night Dynamite. That's what they was looking for.
Okay. And you air Wednesday night Dynamite, and you end up airing that against NXT.
Okay, so tell me this, Steven. When AEW did that charity event, and Vince McMahon just made up event on the same day,
well, actually,
that wasn't a shot.
Let me straighten that out. It wasn't a made up event. Evolve was running the show that day anyway. All they did was say, "Hey, we'll broadcast it." They didn't make up anything.
No, that was random, right? They didn't mean to do that, right?
They've been doing work with Evolve for a while.
No, regardless of Evolve, they wanted to do something to take attention away from AEW. I truly don't believe. If you really believe that, you're chasing the dream. That it was all a coincidence. I don't know what you snoking on if you think that Vince McMahon isn't trying to do something to like stump on AEW's momentum.
I mean, if he's not, that's just stupid. But once again, it's, I guess everybody's looking at WWE as the big bully in the room.
Absolutely not.
And there's two sides to every story.
Okay.
And right now, the story that everybody wants to run with is AEW is the victim.
So on Wednesday, October the 2nd, who are you going to watch?
That's a great question. I mean, more than likely for me, I'm going to be flipping back and forth.
Yeah, I'm gonna start off watching AEW straight up, but I'm really interested. And to be honest, critically, as far as people's viewpoints on the company, maybe not financially, both of those are the two best brands in the world as far as critically goes. As far as people, New Japan you could throw up there too, but the way people analyze those two shows is really great. I know AEW is more new, but we'll see what happens.
This is going to be an interesting thing, and I say that because while everyone is saying that all of NXT shows are great, all of AEW shows have been great, Firefest or whatever it was called wasn't all that great. And they even said it in their post-interview stuff that what you saw at Firefest is more than likely what the show was going to be like. And doing weekly television, you run into a different problem. And that problem is going to be it may actually be more relevant in NXT, but they benefit from being able to have that time on a week-to-week, month-to-month basis to be down at the Performance Center, putting their matches together, that make sure that when they do air these matches, they are great. And going to a weekly live show, they're going to lose that.
So let me ask you this. Since they're making NXT its own brand, are they going to have more established stars go to NXT now?
That's been the rumor. Even when it was rumored that NXT was going to go to Fox Sports. And that was once it got on network television, especially going up against AEW, that they were going to be bringing some more main roster talent there.
Well, I think Velveteen Dream is great. Matt Riddle is great. Adam Cole is great. But you know why they can't mess with AEW? You want to know why? You just going to sit there looking stupid, or do you want to know why?
I'm waiting for you to tell me.
Okay.
You shouldn't need a prompt.
All those guys are great, but none of those guys are MJF. And as far as I'm concerned, he's the best wrestler in professional wrestling today, and you all know it.
Nobody.
Oh, he's the man. You need to do your research.
I don't need to do no research. He might be the man, but he's going to have to get on that screen and show me. Oh. And unfortunately, they just lost their biggest draw.
Yeah, okay, John Moxley went away. That's fine, but they got back Pac. CM Punk is going to do a surprise appearance. I really believe I believe that social media BS is all a work. That social media stuff is a work. CM Punk's going to show up, and MJF is going to blow the whole world away like he does best.
Punk is currently trying to get a deal with Fox.
He's just talking to hear himself talk.
I mean, it's kind of crazy that CM Punk is represented by the same guy that represents WWE.
Hey, he's not going back to the WWE.
Okay.
Everybody's chasing. They're chasing the dream with that. Why would he go back? For what?
Anything can happen in the WWE.
Oh my God. So I don't know. That's my takeaway from it. I can't wait. I think AEW is going to crush NXT in the ratings. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, you a fool.
Oh, I'm not a fool. I'm keeping it real.
Whatever.
Momentum has a big thing to do in wrestling. And AEW has more momentum than NXT ever did.
AEW did now. Didn't run into the Velveteen Dream.
Velveteen Dream is good, but he's no Sonny Kiss. And as far as I'm concerned...
You forgetting the other guy, though.
Who's that?
Adam Cole, baby!
Kenny Omega's better.
No.
What?
No.
What?
He's up there.
What you mean he's up there?
He's up there.
Steven, what have you been watching?
Listen, man. Adam Cole is better.
He's not better than Kenny Omega.
He's better than the Cleaner.
Who got offered more money? You think Kenny Omega would still be in NXT right now if he was on the roster? No. Would he be in the title picture? Yes. Would he be fighting AJ Styles at WrestleMania? Probably so. So this idea that Adam Cole is better than Kenny Omega, I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's get this straight.
Okay.
Let's just remember that Kenny Omega was still a WWE reject.
That doesn't matter. Stone Cold was a WCW reject. So what does that matter? What does rejects matter?
Actually, Stone Cold had some success before he left WCW, though.
Okay, he ran his mouth on ECW, but at the end of the day, he was still a reject, and Kenny Omega had more success than Stone Cold ever did as far as globally outside of the WWE.
He's had more success in Japan.
Exactly.
United States is a different monster.
So now he's going to AEW. So you're naming a small promotion in Philly as Stone Cold's success when Kenny Omega globally was the hottest free agent in the world. So what are you talking about?
Like I said, allegedly.
You a fan of Matt Riddle?
I don't know. I'm not actually sold on Matt Riddle. He's got a lot of hype behind him.
Okay.
But so far in NXT, and it's probably the whole bro gimmick is just not doing it for me. But then again, I'm a huge Velveteen Dream fan. And when he first showed up, I thought he was going to be on the future endeavor list the very next week. So,
Now he always had it though. I knew that when he was on Tough Enough. I had no idea why he got cut.
It was that look, man.
Yeah, well, he changed his look. But I want you to think about something real quick before we go off and go into other territories. Kenny Omega's flunkies were offered millions of dollars and were signed that if their push wasn't to their liking, they could walk away.
AJ Styles flunkies were signed millions of dollars. And technically, all of them are Finn Balor's flunkies.
But here's the thing. They were going to sign where if your push isn't to your liking, you could walk away. I guarantee you the club, they didn't sign a contract like that because their push is not to their liking. And if they say they're out
actually, I think Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson does have that clause now. That's why they threw them with AJ Styles.
They had it now. I'm talking about when they first signed with the company.
I mean, that was a rare thing. That wasn't a contract negotiation thing that they used to use.
They didn't, but they were so sold on the Young Bucks. That's what they were planning on using.
I don't think
so. Imagine what they would have did with Kenny Omega.
Bucks. I honestly think they caught wind that AEW was coming and was trying to get ahead of it.
Yeah, well, if they're no threat and they're not that good in your eyes, you wouldn't care if they went to AEW.
It's not that they don't see them as a threat or anything like that. It's who is backing AEW. And that's a billionaire, Tony Khan. And honestly, as long as he's interested, AEW is going to stick around. And with somebody with money backing them and that's willing to take the financial loss for an extended period of time, they can stick in there for a while and end up allowing them to cause a problem. For instance, look at ECW. ECW, small time promotion, right?
Yep.
But Vince McMahon was bankrolling ECW.
Mm-hmm.
He was keeping control of them. Why? Because if they were allowed to stick around and have free reign, look at the damage ECW probably could have caused if they were still around today. Hell, look at it this way. Who's running Raw right now?
You say who's running Raw?
Who's running Raw?
Would it be Paul Heyman?
Exactly.
Okay.
So if allowed to stick around, you can end up causing a problem. A company that you ran out of business, you just hire both of the people that were running those companies to run both of your shows. So it's not so much that the promotion itself is a threat. It's the people that are involved that are the threat.
Okay, well, I can say this. I feel like people are comparing AEW to TNA. I mean, I feel like I hear people saying that all the time. I mean,
it's easy to do because TNA had the same buzz when it first came out.
It was nowhere near this good. Not in my opinion. I remember. Okay, let's talk about this. Because I want to talk. That's something I was hoping you would have said.
Well, you know what? We actually going to have to cover that on another edition of VGR Lockdown.
Hold up. 30 seconds. No, I want 30 seconds, okay? Because no. We're not going to do that. When TNA was on fire, Vince McMahon let Kurt Angle walk, released him. Right after he released Christian, or after he released Jeff Hardy, Rhino.
Christian got released after Kurt Angle.
It was before.
It was after.
No, it was before.
You sure?
Yeah, because Christian got released right before Kurt Angle left.
Was their first big acquisition.
No, Christian went there first and Kurt Angle went right after. Because Christian left after that feud with Chris Jericho and John Cena. John Cena beat him.
I thought Jericho left after that.
No, this is in order. It was Christian left. Then it was like Chris Jericho, John Cena. Chris Jericho got one more chance and lost. Chris Jericho left, and then Kurt Angle got a chance, and then Kurt Angle left.
See, I thought it was Jericho, Angle, then Christian.
No, Christian left first. But he had to wait, I think, a month or so to compete in TNA. But he ended up going there. So what I'm saying is Vince McMahon was letting all these key people go because even if TNA got them, he knew TNA had no chance. We here in 2019, Luke Harper can't even leave.
You want to know the biggest difference?
What's that?
When TNA first started, they didn't come out with a TV deal. And that's why he allowed them to go.
They was already on TNA when Kurt Angle left.
No,
They was already on Spike TV.
I don't think so.
They were.
Okay.
And they was like, oh, yeah, Kurt Angle came here. We going to get our viewership's going to go through the roof. And the ratings went down. Because no one cared. Because no one cared about TNA. And no one saw TNA as a threat. Nor did Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon sees AEW as a threat. And he won't even let go of guys in the mid-card. Like Dolph Ziggler, Luke Harper. He won't even let go of Aaron Rowan if he asks.
Smart business.
She's scared. That's all.
It ain't scared. It's smart business.
He's scared.
Smart business. But hey, thanks for joining us on another edition of VGR Lockdown. Make sure like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit that notification bell so you can stay up with the latest editions of VGR Lockdown. Catch you guys next time.
Try to cut me off.